Call this regular meeting of the Hardy County Board of Education to order on July the 20th, 2026 at 5 p.m. Mr. Teller, would you lead us in prayer, please?
Absolutely. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day you've given us. It's always a great opportunity. We can come here and collaborate together and just try to do what's best for our community, our county, and most importantly, the school and our students. Dear God, we ask that whatever we do, that you always lead us. And God, we just want to thank you for this opportunity. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Mr. Harper?
Yes, sir.
The pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, gentlemen. Look around the room with introductions for point of order. Sorry.
Start with me.
Yep.
Sarah Earl.
Sean Collars.
Melvin Shook.
Dixie Dean. Janet Rose.
Roy Harper.
Daniel Taylor.
Welcome, everyone. We're small in size. Sorry, Sheena. We're small in size, but big in heart this evening. No presentations this evening, no public comment. Next order of business, approval of the consent items.
Move to approve.
Second.
Probably moved in second to you on the consent items. Any discussion?
I have a couple of questions. On page 37 of the invoices, there's a salary through Epic for a behavioral and occupational therapy mentor. Do we have such a person, and who is it?
Yes, that's Jeff Hopkins, and he's the guy we've talked about before that works with the self-contained class at Morfield Elementary School that we pay through Epic with our mentoring funds we get from the state.
So he would have worked with Angela last year?
He actually, no, Morfield Elementary School. In the
Okay.
self-contained room with our
Okay,
two long-term subs and the aide.
okay, so because we didn't have a regular teacher, then we had to hire him to supervise, is that?
It was
Or-
because the needs in that classroom were so expensive and we needed somebody with experience to be able to train those teachers. So he worked even with them, like daily, they would stay after school and work with him. He modeled in the classroom, he helped them do planning, he helped set up the room. He did all kinds of things in that room.
Okay,
And that's a separate pot of funds that we get just for mentoring, so that didn't come out of general. That came specifically out of those funds that have to be set aside and have to be used
okay.
for mentoring.
Okay, and on page 65, we bought a 5 horsepower motor for $2,000 some dollars. Do you know where that went? That's like a lawnmower motor or something, isn't it? It's not a car motor, I know.
Who was it to?
It was from train, so it must have been heating cooling, I would say.
Yeah, it's industrial.
Yeah, how much was it for?
Over 2,000, I don't remember, and I'm
$2,099.66.
fine.
I can believe that.
5 horsepower.
But I'm just
An
wondering.
industrial motor.
what it
Is
was-
it an air conditioning motor or is that what it says? I don't have it in front of me.
It doesn't
It doesn't
say,
say, that's why I'm asking, because it looks, that sounds to me like a lot of money to put in a used piece of equipment. Unless that's not a lot of money to put into a used piece of equipment, and I don't know, and that's why I'm asking.
it
If
could be.
Sarah can see the code, she can probably tell you what it's.
I assume it's from train, so I assume
Yeah, it
it's
has to be.
HVAC.
Yeah, HVAC then, yes.
And I wonder
That's
if
what it
it's
is.
with something of the new. I wonder if it's a condensate pump or something like that.
I think it's the issue that we had at East Hardy High, is it the East Hardy High School issue that we had at graduation? I believe without looking up.
Does it have a 3-digit
Well,
code at
Josh
the
would be
end?
able to know where it went, I would think.
For a 5 horsepower motor, that's probably the name.
Have a location.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're
The price will surprise me a bit. I know what a 3 horsepower motor costs.
They're expensive.
Well, no, I just,
I go pull it, or I can send y'all out the answer.
That'd be fun.
Top of my head, I'm
Uh,
not sure.
That does surprise
What's
me.
the date?
Those things are terrible.
I have a question on this page 64. It's on the ice machines.
Yeah.
I see where we spent $2,870.80.
Their CD.
And then, it says ice machine, the next line down, $4,975.60. Then we come on down, it looks to me like they had to buy a new ice machine.
We actually bought two at CTE, and you're gonna see it in multiple lines because we paid out of different funds, but they were CTE
Okay,
funds.
that's exactly what's happened now.
Yeah, it's marked one of these Tardy and one of Moorfield.
Yes.
I just had one little thing. Sarah and I talked about it earlier. I noticed Colonial Tire, we'd spent about $11,000, and I was just curious if that had gone to bid like it should have or not. So that might be something we need to check on. Yeah, and that's one of those deals you have to estimate the amount of tires you're going to use and go out for bid for a year. You can't piecemeal your tires during the year. Same way with your fuel and all of that.
That's state.
Yeah.
Really.
Anything over that amount, it has to be grouped together.
I have a question on, this is with Appalachian Signals and Products. It says security monitoring, $1,377. It says security monitoring countywide. So what do they actually do? I mean, do they are they watching our system all the time or seeing if someone breaches our system, or what are they monitoring? Because, half the time, do they watch the cameras? Because half the time, it seems like half of the cameras are out, or a good bit
I
of the
don't know that
cameras
they
are
are
out.
watching things on it, but I think they are supposed to be monitoring that they are at least,
If they're working.
and that might be a Jessica or Tony or Josh.
I'd
Sheena,
say,
do you know the answer to that? I think we do pay for this.
I think it's
Software.
called, I think it's probably misleading in what that says as far as security monitoring. We're not paying for any monitoring or for them to watch our cameras or anything of the sort. I would say that it just means that it was the cost for security monitoring system. And I know that there are a couple different things we were doing to upgrade before the year started. So that would be my guess. It was just a piece of equipment that we purchased, but we'll find out from Jessica for sure and let you know.
okay, because it's like, okay, if that's what we were doing, it's like, okay, somebody seems to be missing the ball, there's some, so.
Oh, okay, I have a question, and it's on page 34. Summer meal boxes, 38,860. How many students are we providing summer meals for? And any idea what the cost per meal is?
We're providing for over 600. Sean, do you remember the exact number?
It was either 641. I think is what we were up to.
Say that again?
I think it was 641.
Yeah, and I'm not sure of the exact cost, but I know Hardy County Schools makes a profit of $12 on each of those mailboxes, every time one goes out.
Okay, well, my next question was, do we get a reimbursement from the federal government or whatever?
I
So,
just did that the other day.
okay.
Sheena, am I correct in that it's not just students, that if they have brothers and sisters at home or parents, that they can get those lunch boxes too?
Any child in Hardy County can sign up, even homeschool children.
Okay, so it is just for children.
Yeah, I do believe it's school age children.
Okay.
but doesn't have to be enrolled with us. They can actually be a homeschool child, or any child that's school age can get them.
Yeah, because I remember Emily telling us about it, but I thought she was saying like even adults could get it. But we'd be feeding half the town probably if we could do that.
Are
No, yeah.
these meals mailed or delivered?
Mail.
Mailed? Okay.
They're delivered through, I believe it's US, or I believe it's UPS that's
Okay.
delivered. Correct.
I think you are correct.
I think it's 5 days and meals at a time.
Okay, so it's just shipped once a week then.
Yeah, and they're not
Once every
refrigerated
10
things.
days.
They're like,
Dry
Shelf
goods.
life.
yeah,
Shelf
ration
life.
type things, yeah.
It's either 5 or 10.
It's once every 10 days.
Which is good.
10.
It's good that the kids,
I'm surprised there aren't more. I think, actually, I'm surprised there aren't more. Okay, thank you.
Anything else?
Yeah, I got two of them. I hate to bother anybody.
No, it's no problem.
That's what I got voted to do apparently. But I was showing Mr. Harper, I didn't understand on page 68 where it said Grant County Board of Education for $1,100 and some odd dollars. It just says supplies. What are we giving?
those are the funds that we manage.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
for the federal programs, Title III, is a consortium, and we're the lead on the consortium. So for early learners, because we have the largest percent in our area, we receive all the funds for that. So when another county spends part of their portion, they have to submit invoices and all the paperwork to us, like we would normally do with a purchase, and then we reimburse them for what they spent. If they meet the requirements, we have to verify that they meet the requirements, and then, so we're the holder of those funds until they're spent.
What other counties do we do besides Grant?
There'll be Grant, there'll be Pendleton, there'll be
Mineral.
Hampshire, Mineral, it might be all.
That's it, it's that whole region, you know, that they,
I wasn't aware of that, so at least I read the report. And then on page 64, just because I wanted to know, on the bottom of 64, for Napa, is that just the bus maintenance, like for when M&M works on our stuff, they just charge Napa? If you look at the very bottom of page 64 for $7,439.65. Is that just parts and stuff for the buses?
Yeah, so it's under transportation there, so that would be if you would need oil, filters, that type of thing.
Well, I see where it says maintenance supplies for $332, then it just says transportation.
Transportation. Mhm.
I was trying to figure out, what's the difference between transportation supplies and maintenance supplies? I know it's irrelevant probably, but,
Well, it's two different departments for you, the budget, you have to keep them separated.
Are those supplies housed here or with Miller?
The
I mean,
transportation
they're
I
for
don't
would be,
think they're housed. I'm sure they just ordered filters and fuel or oil or whatever they
Right.
needed.
And
Parts.
it's stopped here.
No, it goes
Sent
from
directly to
Napa to Miller's where it's being repaired. Well, I would assume so.
yeah, that's normally the way it works.
Yeah, and the maintenance, I would imagine, is our maintenance
Should
guys
be.
picking up stuff. That's why there's two different accounts.
Right. Well, and there is definitely a difference
Right.
between
Yeah.
transportation and maintenance.
Anything else? Hearing none, proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? The vote is 5-0. Next on the agenda is unfinished business, financial updates. Sarah?
I have a couple of things. Did everybody receive the email okay that I sent out? With May, okay, so I did May because we had the early meeting in June and the bank statements were not out yet. When we had that meeting, so I sent you guys the May sheets as well as June. Does anybody have any questions on those? I mean, the main difference you'll see in June, I made some adjustments to the budgeted amounts. I bumped them up in some areas where we were under budgeted, bumped them down in some areas where we were over budgeted, to kind of come back to even there. The payroll has all been paid out. We do all those summer pays the very end of June. We have those, 4 summer pays that come out the end of June. So all of the payroll, you will see there's no more encumbrances there. We've been trying to go through what's remaining as far as what is truly still owed potentially versus what isn't. And Barbie's been closing a good bit of those. So you'll see we're only down at the end of June to having about 261,000 worth of encumbrances. It currently shows there at the end of June that we're at 2.2 million. However, a portion of that is still gonna be whatever needs to be transferred over to child nutrition. It looks like it's not gonna be as bad as we had originally budgeted, but it's still not great either.
Have a guess on how much that is? Just a guess?
I think it's gonna probably be around 600 sometime. I think we had budgeted 751 or 761, something like that. So we're coming out better than we had originally thought based on the previous budget that was done for child nutrition before last year started, on what they thought the coverage was gonna need to be there. So hopefully, as we get through July and August, we'll have a better understanding there of where we finish the year.
So you sent us June also, because I didn't get June, but maybe my
Yeah,
It
Naomi.
was,
copier.
it was
in the
different, it
same-
was different, attachment, you had to
Yeah,
click
there
in
were
each
3
one.
attachments,
There's one labeled May, one labeled June, and one labeled budget journal entries.
and then the budget journal entries, which were the ones that you guys approved as of the June meeting that I
Okay,
do throughout until the end of the year. I just wanted you guys to see all those, and pretty much all of those are just adjusting the budget to where it was actually spent versus where it might have been budgeted. With grants, not general funds, but all the grants that come in, which that is just what happens. But if anyone had any question on those, we can go over any of those. I had state meetings last week, so I was just gonna hand out this. This was, Uriah had kind of gone over, he's actually presenting to the legislature on the funding formula. So he had come up with 8 points to address, regarding the funding formula going forward. And he had gone over that with us and just said, if you have any,
who
see,
did this?
Uriah, the head of the finance department of state.
Okay,
And I thought he did a very good job, in what he pinpointed here. And I think the State Department of Education, at least the finance piece, I think is always kind of, and I may be wrong, but I feel like they've always kind of just stayed neutral, and just presented information when asked from legislators or, like given what's been asked of them. So for him to kind of go to bat for us, I think is a good thing. But he really pinpoints some of the issues, with facility funding piece of the formula and some of the others, like substitute costs, where he breaks it down here, the actual cost for professional substitute across the board last year was 49 million, and the current funding being provided for that is 25 million. So I mean, that's fairly, well, not even, well, a little bit more, I guess, than 50%. And the service is 24 million, and what's being provided is currently 9 million. There's just a lot of shortfalls in the areas of the funding formula, and for various reasons. But I thought that was just something for you guys, interesting if you guys wanted to look at that.
When is that special session
I don't
supposed to kick off?
know. He probably said, and we were talking about it earlier, and I'm not sure when that is.
I don't know that it's been decided. I thought maybe you had some kind of an update.
I do not have an update.
Okay.
We've requested a special session, but they haven't agreed to do that yet.
Oh, okay, thank you.
that's a nice,
Yeah, so just to look over in your time,
Yeah.
if anybody has, if anyone sees anything that's like, oh, wait, this area, let me know.
I think that's where everybody's hurt. I mean, this covers where everybody's hurting.
Well, and it's coming from a non-political source. It's just facts. So what legislator cannot look at this and say, man, we got issues?
It's obviously ain't covering the cost.
I mean, really,
That is true.
it's just absolutely absurd that they're more focused on garbage than educating the youth of their state, which is mine.
Yeah, kids are gonna end up really suffering if something isn't changed or done or
Yeah.
it's a problem. Sorry, I'm not handling this one.
Well, we're getting less and less money and more states, more and more counties are being taken over by the state because of issues that are compounded because of the funding.
Yeah, the funding hasn't gone along with the rules and regulations that have
Right.
been implemented and other
It's a
issues.
catch-22.
It is. This that I just handed out was the breakdown with the Epic payments. I believe at the budget retreat that we had, you guys had asked for this. Our membership that we pay is $5 per student. So that's an annual membership. And then the other listed there are other payments that we made to Epic, or we used Epic for other services this year. If anyone has any
Who
questions.
on this list, which position on this list gets cell phone coverage?
Cell phone coverage, Mr. Kestner gets cell phone coverage. I would have to check on Mr. Wolf. I'm not sure about that one. I would have to check on that one. I can check on that one for you. I'm not sure if that's in his contract or not.
So would, the one that we mentioned, so Epic would pay for that cell phone or we would?
We would. Now it's
Okay.
$40. It's not, it's not a significant, it's not a full reimbursement.
Sure, but if you're
$40
requiring
per
them to be available
$40 per month, yeah.
24/7, you have to give them a cell phone or a pager.
Agreed. That's an important position, as we found out on graduation at East Hart.
And you know what, the sad thing is that it seems like that's when things always happen.
Murphy's Law, of course.
Yeah, because like at one of the constarts this spring, it's like a communication. They forget to have them change the computer. And so that the air conditioning or the heat, be it whatever it is regulated by the computer. And they have an activity and they don't ever think about making sure that the computer is notified and what the lead time. It would be interesting for Lloyd or for someone to tell us what additional lead time that they need to be able to get it to the temperature that they want it, rather than people coming in and being cold and then it starts getting warm. We need to have it where I feel that we need to have it where it needs to be, that people are comfortable. So they're not always, we're not gonna make everybody happy, but.
And I don't know if you guys want to go down through here, but the first one's the mentor that we talked about, the behavioral specialist mentor, that started, about halfway through the year. And that is being paid out of the mentor funds that we do receive, for things such as that. And then the bus driver trainings, we started having, we paid for the bus drivers to be trained. That's what those are. The cessation program, which I think has been a really good thing for kids to have that option.
How many, do you have any idea how many students went through that?
I could not tell you how many students went through
Could
that.
we
Sean, do
maybe
you know?
find out? I
There was
think-
quite a few.
Yeah, I think it would be nice to know how many went through the
Yeah, we
program.
can find that out for you.
Mhm.
I mean, I think that's.
Yeah, we'll get that, we can present that to you at the next meeting. Sean and I have an ongoing list.
Oh, that's no problem.
And then, of course, the Epic membership, which we talked about being $5 per student. Mr. Kestner with the HVAC system. And of course, that includes the salary, the Social Security, Medicare, retirement, health insurance, all the benefits, mileage. The Medicaid services, they do the billing for Medicaid. So we pay Epic quarterly for that. The systems engineer, Mr. Corley there, 25,000, that's a flat fee for unlimited assistance, which has become a huge thing, especially with all the one-to-one devices we have around.
Is that with computers then?
Yes.
Yeah, that's,
And then,
if we have that, how does that, coordinate with our tech people?
they could probably answer that better. I just know he's there for the higher end jobs.
I think it's the servers too.
Yeah, the servers, like when the maintenance needs to be done on the servers, and he handles a large percent of that. Jessica could probably give you a better breakdown.
He probably isn't doing the day-to-day operation,
No,
like
yeah,
taking
not
care of the
day-to-day.
iPads and all that.
Right.
Yeah, I think he helps with some of the big, like upload stuff or one time. I'm not a tech person, so you're probably asking. I'm probably,
just
well, no, I'm just
Does
saying, I'm
he-
probably sputtering through the correct terminology of any of that stuff is called.
And I would know the difference if you are. But I just wondered if any of his duties overlap with, ours.
No, that I don't
With
know.
our
I would
people.
assume no. But,
And that's, Tony works really closely with Walt. So if you think about it, like a neurologist works on the nerves and the brain pieces of a person, that would be what Walt does. And Tony is more like the orthopedist, like he handles the hardware, the stuff that, the devices themselves, making sure that our softwares are all updated and pushed out, and then Walt's operating the brain of it all.
We have any indication of how much we actually utilize this managed services? I mean,
Almost.
is
I know almost every day. I think this stuff, like if our server would go down, everything in the county would shut down. So I think there are things that he has to do every day to like do security checks and to make sure we're up and operating.
Probably would use them a lot, because those servers are backed up all the time. So he would have to initiate that at some point each day. I mean, it's probably automatic, but still to make sure that it was backed up. Under Medicaid services, do we know how much we got reimbursed for Medicaid this year? Could we get that figure maybe?
yeah, I think it was close to 200,000.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
the
good.
cost settlement we got
That's close
The
enough. You
issues
don't need
figured
to.
out. with it, so we finally got it back up to where it should, closer to where it should be. I think the issue was fixed partial through the year, so,
Yeah,
next year
because
should
it was
see
a
them
lot
Yeah.
lower than that, and
was.
it's like, oh,
Yeah, so hopefully that's good, but yeah, I think it was right, I wanna say like 193,000, it was right around
okay.
200,000.
So it sounds like that we're getting everything billed that we need to.
Yep.
So that's good.
I want to make sure I understand that even though Hardy County reimburses Epic, none of these people count as on our list of people.
These
For
are
the
not our
formula.
employees, right, these are not
Okay.
our employees, right. They're contracted through Epic, so what we do is reimburse Epic. Epic bills us for whatever services have been
Right.
done for us during, the month, and then we pay them.
Okay.
Anybody have any other questions?
I will say thank you.
I think that's all I,
Thank you, thank
That
you.
was all I had, Philip.
The only one you didn't mention was transportation specialist, D
Mr.
Wolf, which I assume that's Ben Wolf.
Yep, that's been,
The only one you didn't mention.
sorry. Yeah, all of these, the individuals that are on here, they get their hourly rate. And that's the same hourly rate, even if we call them out in an emergency or, a weekend, or there's no different rate. So they still, they all get just their hourly rate that they would normally get. But if you guys end up having any more questions about that, just let me know.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you very much.
Next on the agenda is approval of Hardy County Schools athletic contract, JGF Attachment 4.
Move to approve.
Second.
Properly moved and second to approve policy JGF. Any discussion?
Yes,
Okay.
on page 1 of this policy, the last paragraph, the second sentence says coaches and athletic directors shall meet with parents, guardians, and students to explain the potential for serious injury and death. Is that part of the beginning of practice, or when does this meeting take place?
That has to happen before any athlete can begin practice.
But is it as a group, or does coach talk directly with each parent, or how does?
No, it's as a group. They have a group meeting, and the coach is present and goes over everything and hands out all of, for example, for football, they'll hand out the concussion protocols and make sure that the contract is signed and all that stuff happens at that meeting, that beginning meeting before the kids are allowed to begin practice.
I'm happy to hear
So
that.
it's done individually. Yeah.
I have a question about under number 2 on the first page, the thing that has been, it's italicized, so it's a change. The student athletes accumulating more than 3 tardy instances to school will not play or practice the day that they are tardy after the 3rd instance. I agree with that, but what if they're tardy again? I mean, there's that punishment, but if they continue to be tardy, we don't have a next punishment for them.
The next,
Yeah, I think it's if from the 3rd incident on, if they're tardy, they wouldn't be able to participate in that day. Beginning with the 3rd.
So if they've been tardy 3 times and then, here it's coming game day and they're tardy again, then won't be able to play.
Correct. That is correct.
And that'll keep continuing every time they're tardy. But what if they're tardy on a non-game day? Will that
They
transfer
wouldn't be able
over?
to practice, but, no, I would think it would just be the days of the practice or competition.
You see, when they're not completing, they're usually practicing, so that
yeah,
would,
it says.
It does say
Yeah,
not,
so they
the day that
would
they
not
are
be
tardy.
able to practice or to,
okay.
okay. That was my only.
any other discussion? Hearing none, proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Vote is 5-0. Next on the agenda, approval of telecommunication acceptable policy, IED attachment 5.
Move to approve.
Second.
Properly moved and second to approve policy IED. Discussion?
Yes. And I apologize for not remembering where I read that all cell phones and it listed other things would be kept in the students' lockers during the school day. Does anyone else remember that? And I did not take time to go back to see where I read it. But in this policy, it says that students may use their phones before and after school or at lunchtime, and students may use PEDs in the classroom as a tool to support the learning process. They can't use it in the classroom if it's in the locker. And I guess at lunchtime, they can go to the lockers and get the phone. But to me, there's a conflict. And I can't remember. Go
I
ahead.
think you probably saw it on the same Facebook post that you were talking about where you saw the Warfield High School doing that modified block.
I think you're right,
Yeah.
but I didn't
It
go back.
was all kind of an updated, yeah, it was all an update. So that policy right there is a countywide policy, and I think if you read somewhere towards the end, and I apologize because I don't have it in front of me, but somewhere in there it references it as an administrator's, decision as to what periods of the day or what time students may utilize them. Because we also talked about if they have a medical emergency, like if they have a glucometer, they would be permitted to carry it on them. I think that what Mrs. Campbell was referencing in her Facebook post on local afterway was they've changed, they've tightened their school level guidance to require students, instead of just having them put away, they're required to be locked in their locker. So I think that's what you're seeing, but that policy, I believe, indicates that the administrator has the ability to set those parameters within the school day.
Yeah, this is just a basic county policy. The school can make it as strict as they would like it. I think that's where I read in there. Isn't that correct, Sheena?
So then,
Yes, that is correct. You got it.
so are you saying then that according to Moorfield High School, to Mrs. Campbell, to that letter that we sent where it says cell phones will be in the locker, that is her policy, that is the Moorfield High School policy?
It's in our handbook.
Yes,
Yeah.
Moorefield High School teacher leadership team, and she had even met with her student leadership team. And they have decided that that's the best thing to do to minimize disruption.
I
So
agree.
they put that in as their school policy.
Does that pertain to staff also?
I don't believe so. I believe it's.
Okay.
No, there's a line over here on page 2 that says staff may use the network
Right.
with a PED in accordance with all county school guidelines. So,
I crossed out for incidental personal
Right.
use. Yeah.
Good luck enforcing that.
yeah.
I ain't trying to be a smart aleck by no means, but good luck enforcing
No,
that.
they're addicted to them.
Well, well, I guess that's the principal's responsibility.
Well, it's more strict than what it has been, so,
Potential.
yeah, we'll have to see. How it
Potential,
goes.
if it is enforced, you're right.
Not just said it with all the violations that's going to have, her office ain't big enough to handle the volume of students that's going to be sent there.
Or staff.
That won't be.
Okay.
Any other discussion? If not, proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Votes 5-0. Next on the agenda, new business, approval of the audit firm for the Hardy County Board of Education.
Move to approve.
Second. It's been properly moved and second for the approval of the audit firm for Hardy County Board of Education. Sarah?
The audit committee met today and we, followed the procedure in order to score the different firms that had bid on the upcoming FY26, FY27, and FY28 audit services. And Teacher Kim Bartlett was the one that scored the highest on the ranking system that the state uses. So I would recommend that
That's who's been doing it.
that is
isn't it?
who has been doing it, yeah, that we renew the contract with Teacher Kim Bartlett for FY26, 27, and 28.
What was their bid versus what it had been before?
It didn't increase that much, maybe a couple $1,000 over the 3-year period total. It actually stayed very, very close.
Okay,
to what
That's
they had
good.
done.
And this is the firm that gave us that booklet with the maroon cover with all of
Our audit, yeah.
Okay, that was, Philip, talk about meeting an accounting degree to understand that they,
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Votes 5-0. Next on the agenda, review and approval of policy to promote school board effectiveness. BFB Attachment 6.
Move to approve.
Second.
Properly moved and second to approve policy BFB. Any discussion on that?
I know that we have to meet with, is it the faculty senate or it's the LSIC, I guess. If there's if we get any low grades on our scores, how are we for this coming year? Have we learned that information?
No, you have to meet with the faculty senate of any CS5 schools, and we've never had any up until this year, and we don't know yet. Usually it's early October we find out. We
Okay,
don't have any, so we don't have that information.
okay. I knew that we didn't get it until late, so hopefully.
Who is the local school improvement council?
Each school.
I mean,
is.
who is it though? Is it the principal, is it an educator? It can't just be the school.
members, I forget. There's
There's a list that they suggest,
Usually have a
To
student,
be
you have a
on it.
business person, you have a
Parent.
principal,
yeah,
parents.
So I read over that a couple of times, the local school improvement council, local school improvement
Each
council.
school picks their
yeah.
LSIC members.
And they have
and
a hard
there's-
time getting people to be on them.
I ain't gonna lie, I've never heard of it until I got this email to me.
They have lots of power.
Yeah, there's a,
And nobody
there's a
knows who they are.
list. Well, there's a list.
Yeah, if you're in the schools, you know who they
So
are.
it's
They have a
legit.
meeting, quarterly meeting. Is it quarterly, Sheena, or monthly? It's
I
monthly.
think it's,
I believe they meet monthly.
Yeah, each school does. You'll get a list of them. You can attend.
So each school has one. Like I said, I'm like
Yeah.
familiar with the terms.
Yeah.
each school.
And it's interesting to attend them too.
If you have a child at that school, you could serve on it. If you're a, business person, you can serve. And like Dixie said, it's hard to, like any other volunteer
Hard to get
group,
people.
it's hard to get people to do it.
Well, a lot of it's because of the time of day when they meet. Like some of them meet at 8 in the morning, some
Oh,
meet
wow.
at 2 in the
2:15,
afternoon. You know, where if you're working, you're gonna have to take a vacation day
To
or,
attend.
yeah, or, you know,
Thank you. That was my only question. Thank you.
When you get the list, if you have time, try to attend some for sure. Get some good information from
Like I said, I kept
us.
reading over and I saw that more than once. I'm like, obviously I've been out of school for a while. I'll be 45 here in a few weeks.
Right.
I know that sounds old, Mr. Harper, but I never heard
he's
of it.
just a young pup, isn't he?
I never heard of that. I've
He's
never
not
heard of
even
that.
house trained yet.
Can't help that I've talked about everybody in this whole county.
Any other discussion on that?
He looks it up.
No,
and says
sir.
it's getting old.
If not, proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Vote is 5-0. Approval of in-county and out-of-county student transfer policy for first reading, JBE Attachment 7.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and second to approve JBE to be sent out for first reading. Anyone have any discussion on that?
Yes. On the first, under admission, the last phrase is students will be charged an applicable tuition fee. And obviously, that's an addition. Who determines what that fee will be? And what will that fee be?
Sarah. I don't know what she went, hold on.
The out-of-state students.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Sarah,
it's not
Out-of-state
just
student. Oh, just out of state.
out of
yes.
state, yeah.
Right. And I don't know that we have those. I'm sure that it could happen. But I'm just wondering who makes that call and how much will it be?
Well, we did
the addition to the policy, the in-state, out-of-state we
Is
put on.
Sarah still there?
Yeah.
I just went and got her.
Okay, ultimately, and Sarah, interrupt me if I'm wrong, but the idea behind it is when you have a student that comes in from out of state, you're not getting the per pupil, for the student aid funding formula, you're not getting that per pupil allotment that we get for West Virginia kids. So the idea would be to take that amount and divide it out monthly, and then determine which portions of that we want to bill them for. We haven't done this yet, but that's how ultimately the fee would be calculated, correct, Sarah?
Correct. And it's actually in state code that we have to do that. So it's not just Hardy County trying to be,
Make money.
Well,
right, yeah, it's not us trying to
It makes sense.
make money. It's just, something that keeps, coming back around that, in theory, we are supposed to be
Sure.
charging any out-of-state.
Well,
Student.
and we even talked about doing that to out of county. If they weren't here for the whole year and they came in, and I remember that you had a pro rata figure, that we
Right.
looked at if
Well,
someone.
A lot of
came.
times we don't do it with county to county because
Right.
it'll just eventually wash. So we would spend a lot of time trying to calculate what we needed to build Hampshire, what we needed to build
Absolutely.
Mineral, what we needed to build Pendleton, and then next
And-
year they would turn around and bill us back, and it would all just be
Yeah,
the counties over the years have kind of just agreed that we would just kind of let it, instead of monitoring that and spending time trying to calculate it out and come up with the billing, we would just kind of let it all wash.
yeah. You talked about that last
So
year.
what we did bill though was one of the charter schools
Okay,
in the virtual online, one of the virtual charter academies.
Do we have many non-residents apply for our school?
non-county
Non-county.
County
residents?
residents?
Yeah, we're up to 110, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
Another kid.
From Grant and Hampshire.
That's
Yeah.
for this coming school year. I'm up to
And most of
110.
them are normally, they've been here, so they're here at the beginning of the year. So through the state, we get the funding. It's not like we don't get funding if they're coming from another county. It's just that out of state, we do not receive funding for it.
if they're here on the magic day in October,
October 1st.
yeah, it's, that's where all your students that are enrolled then are who you're gonna get reimbursed for. And if you come the next day,
October 2nd, you're really late.
you don't get any money for them that year. Yeah,
I have questions about that formula, but I know you all have stuff to do.
Any other questions? Hearing none, proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? The vote is 5-0. Next on the agenda, approval of Level Up MOU amendment for the Eastern West Virginia Community and Technical College Attachment 8.
move to approve.
Probably moved in second to approve the MOU with Eastern College. Any? Hearing none, proceed to vote.
Sorry.
Opposed? The vote is
That's
5-0.
me. I was waiting for him to say all this in favor.
Yeah, me too.
Next on the agenda, board member and superintendent discussion. No action may be taken. Anyone have anything this evening?
I just wanted to, again, kind of follow up with, I'm actually coming back from Charleston today because I'm at the, academic coach training for our new academic coaches that was funded through the grant from the Department of Education. And so, that's pretty exciting. We're one of the few counties that we're chosen to get those 4 people. And that's at no cost to the county. That's completely funded by, the Department of Education. So I wanted to share that. It's a good training. Again, we're going to be here for a couple more days, learning that coaching model. And then tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday, the principal, assistant principal, and I will be in Canaan at a leadership retreat. And I think every principal and assistant principal in the county will be there, and we receive a $60 per student grant to add both high schools to that Leader in Me contract. And so they'll both get to experience, what our other schools have been going through, which is really exciting. So that's a good thing. And then just as a final note, I corrected Mrs. Campbell because I know there were some questions about the modified block schedule. And she said that she had presented that information to you guys at her principal presentation that she gave at the end of the year, that she would be happy to come to a board meeting and present again and to bring teachers or parents or anybody who'd love to hear from you students. If you wanted her to do that, she can come to the next meeting. So just let me know if that's something that you want, and I can get that set up.
Did we vote to approve that block schedule when she was here?
No, there was no vote to approve it because it's the same number of teachers and the same number of classes all year long. It's literally just a change in the minutes per day.
They really, all throughout the year, people expressed that they really wanted the block after we voted to take it from them. That it was problems with the CTE classes. So,
Well, and I think that the thing to remember was the previous block was they had that 90 minutes every day for the whole semester. Now they're only gonna have that every other day, so they're still getting the same number of minutes in a week that they would if it were 8 periods a day. They're just doubling up 2 days a week so that they can have those classes split in half. So it's different from the block where they're doing everything in a semester, which is when we had trouble with them staying on task. And they were, I know they were concerned with it was 90 minutes and they were finishing early. This is all year long and every other day, so it'll be more contained in that week and different from what it was before. And I know our big concerns also were the staff that is supposed to have a block schedule that takes the exact same number of people as it does to do an 8 period day. And the kids have the classes year long. So it's not like you finish your math first semester and then you take English second semester like a college schedule. It's not like that. You have whatever your 8 classes are, you have them and you have them for the whole year.
How do planning periods fit into this modified block? Will
The
teacher
same way
have,
that does in an 8 period day, that each teacher gets one of those blocks is gonna be their planning period.
every day?
Yes, it might be shorter in some days, but yeah, it's my understanding that, or a half of a block, like that's the other piece of the modified block. So they might get 45 minutes in one day, and then the other part of that, they're teaching a piece of a course. Because there's a short course that happens every day for some of them too, depending upon if it's a CTE class or not. So it's a little different. Like you might have one course that runs just like an 8 period day course would, it's all year, every day for 45 minutes. So it just depends on which teachers and what they're teaching. But we can have her come and present that and answer all those questions for you if you'd like to do that at the next board meeting.
Please,
I will ask her to do that.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else from anyone? I just had one thing I noticed, I meant to ask when we was doing the consent. East Hardy High School's water bill was $800. East Hardy Elementary was $2,700. I don't know if there was an issue or what was going on there. It just caught my eye, the total difference in the amount.
Can't be without that.
Anything else from
I don't
anyone?
know the answer to that, Melvin, but we'll get you.
Yeah, I was just, like I said, it just kind of caught my eye when I saw that big a difference.
wonder if they power wash the outside
Or watering the baseball field, softball field, or.
Don't know. Just thought maybe somebody checked, see if there was a problem.
There's a little bit of difference there.
It's quite a difference. Yeah, quite a difference.
Well, and that's.
We've had some water leaks over there, and I was wondering if that
That's
was.
history.
Anything else from anyone?
Mr. Dent reached out to me. That's from the FFA High Tunnel. They're doing produce. They have cucumbers, onions. They got a bunch of green tomatoes, none that was ready, but they're still using the High Tunnel over there. I know there were some concerns or questions or comments about the High Tunnel, but it is being used. There's produce there he wanted to give out to you all. I've done got what I wanted.
Well.
He took it to my church. I'm not gonna lie, he took it first. But,
That's right.
there's a lot of good produce, but they are still doing the high tunnel over there. I don't know if I was supposed to bring that up now or what, but I did anyhow. So anyhow, that's from the FFA High School
Good.
at Moorfield, and they are using the high tunnel, and there is produce in it.
And how will people know when it's available for purchase?
He also told me that too, Miss Rose. 1 second, ma'am. We'll have, when they are ready to do it, when they're launch pad, they're going to post it on Facebook.
Okay.
I think they're posting it on the launch pad page because I saw that
Correct.
last week.
Okay.
Anything else? Future agenda items? Anyone have anything?
We'll have that block scheduling on there, but
Nothing. Announcements, August the 3rd, 2026, board meeting here at the board office at 5 p.m. Mission statements and accomplishments. Anyone have anything? If nothing else, we'll move into personnel. Is there any need for any
Let's go
personnel?
back to mission
Okay.
statement. I think it was commendable that the band participated in those steamy hot poultry parade and 4th of July parades. That took fortitude, if nothing else, for them to be out marching in those parades. So thank the band for that.
Okay, then. Move into personnel. Is there any need for any executive session on personnel? Hearing none, Mrs. Bean's going to read the personnel sheet this evening.
do we need to move, or we'll do that afterwards? Okay. These are the recommended personnel actions from our superintendent. Under recommended approval of service personnel hiring, Jennifer Chan, S&E Cat aide for 2nd grade at East Hardy Elementary School, effective for this year's school year. Under recommended approval of service personnel extracurricular hiring, Jillian Bowers, a summer program aide at East Hardy Elementary, effective for the summer program for 2026 and 2027. Recommended approval of professional personnel hiring, Christina Colley, a substitute teacher countywide, effective 26-27 school year. Tamara Weimer, restricted short-term substitute teacher, effective 26-27 school year only. Charisma Shepherd, long-term substitute special ed teacher at Moorfield Elementary, the 26-27 school year only. Brandy Gaynor, first grade teacher at East Hardy Elementary School, effective 26-27 school year. Christina Colley, long-term substitute music teacher, East Hardy Elementary, MIS, effective 26-27 school year only. Recommended approval of professional personnel extracurricular hiring. Stephanie Simmons, county virtual school coordinator, countywide, effective 26-27 school year only. Jamin Hirschberger, Weavis coordinator, East Hardy Elementary School, effective 26-27 school year only. and Jamin Hirschberger, Social Media Coordinator, East Hardy Elementary School, for the like term. Jamin Hirschberger, Technology Support at East Hardy Elementary School, effective 26-27 school year only. Laura Kessner, Summer Program Parent Engagement Teacher at Moorfield Elementary School for the summer program 26-27 only. Michelle Seitz, Technology Support, East Hardy High School, 26-27 school year only. Emily Morris, Principal Mentor at Moorfield Elementary School, effective the 26-27 school year only. Taylor Zuber, Technology Support, MHS, effective 26-27 school year only. Jessica Godlove, Student Assistant Team Coordinator at MIS, 26-27 school year only. Ashley Bailey, Yearbook Coordinator, MIS, 26-27 school year only. Alexandra Vetter, Student Council Coordinator at Moorfield Intermediate School, 26-27 only. Jessica Godlove, Leadership Team Special Education, MIS, 26-27 school year only. Alexandra Vetter, Leadership Team 5th grade at Moorfield Intermediate School, 26-27 school year only. Bridget Sines, Leadership Team 3rd grade at MIS, 26-27 school year only. Holly Howard, Leadership Team 4th grade, MIS, 26-27 school year only. Kendra Weiss, Technology Support at MIS, 26-27 school year only. Stephanie Simmons, Technology Support at Moorfield Middle School, 26-27 school year only. Tim Kreitz, Safety Committee Chair for the Pest Control Chair, Faculty Maintenance Monitor and Crisis Team Member, Moorfield High School, 2026-27 school year only. Stephanie Simmons, Leadership Team, Moorfield Middle School, 26-27 school year only. Jennifer Rush, Leadership Team, Moorfield Middle School, 26-27 school year only. Rachel Williams, Leadership Team, Moorfield Middle School, 26-27 school year only. Deanna Sharp, Leadership Team, Moorfield Middle School, 2026-2027 school year only. Jacqueline C., Graduation Advisor for Moorfield High School, 2026-2027 school year only. Under recommended approval of part-time temporary professional hiring, John Brad Simmons, beginning teacher mentor countywide for the 2026-2027 school year only. Recommended approval of volunteer Katie Branson, volunteer at East Hardy Elementary School, effective for 26-27 school year only. Recommended approval of resignations. Sierra Marie Miller, authorized certified coach without pay, wrestling, East Hardy High School, effective July 14th, 2026. William Leonard, authorized certified coach without pay, wrestling, East Hardy High School, effective July 14th, 2026. Andrew Moore, chemistry science teacher, MHS, effective July 14th, 2026. Amy Kreitz, business education teacher, MHS, effective July 15th, 2026. Amy Kreitz, yearbook coordinator at Moorfield High School, effective July 15th, 2026. Tracy Craig, summer program teacher, Moorfield Elementary School, effective July 15th, 2026. Laura Kessner, summer program EL teacher, countywide, effective July 15th, 2026. And last, we have a recommended approval of rescission of posting. And that is the county strategic planning team, countywide, 6 positions, 2026-2027 school year only.
Thank you, Mrs. Bean. Is there-
Approved.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion?
I have a question. Under, let me go back and see where this started. Recommended approval of professional personnel extracurricular hiring. What is the salary for each of these positions? Anybody know?
It would, I could get it for you, but I don't know off the top of my, they
Well,
vary. They
Oh,
vary depending on, you know, if it's more time consuming, less time consuming, and you know, like there's,
I'm just curious to know, maybe a total of how much all of these extra contracts are costing.
these. in
Which
particular-
ones are there? I'm sorry, I don't have those things.
Professional extracurricular hiring, Stephanie Simmons, virtual school coordinator, that list.
Jamin Hirschberger, Laura Kessner, Michelle Seitz. They'd all,
Gotcha.
yeah, they'd each be different.
Leadership teams, some of them are paid through federal funds and
And I mean,
different
yeah,
things.
some are paid through federal funds, some are paid through general funds, and there's, I mean, this is not all.
Okay, it's not just a blanket salary for,
Yeah,
okay,
so are you wanting, I don't even know if we have a report that'll pull that, it'll give you all extracurricular. I can try to get you, I can get you an amount for these.
whatever,
Start there.
whatever you can.
Yeah.
And then another question, it says extracurricular, so these jobs are to be done outside of their teaching day?
Yes,
So if somebody needs technology support during the day, they're having computer problems during the day. Jamin, for example, will have to say, I can see you after school.
Or she can do it on her, inventory planning.
Amy Period.
Okay, I have nothing else.
Hearing nothing else, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Vote is 5-0. One quick thing, Mr. Hines had his surgery today. He's doing good. Hip, I believe it was.
Hip replacement?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
He's in the hospital overnight, and he'll let us know when he gets home.
And also Tracy Craig's father died.
This morning.
Didn't know that.
Well, and did you all see where Todd Snyder passed?
Snyder died.
He's had a heck of a battle.
Anything else need to come before the board this evening?
So we adjourn.
I second that.
Probably moved and second to adjourn. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The vote is 5-0, shows adjourned at 6:09. Be safe, Sheena.
Thanks, guys. Good night.
Thank you.
Bye now.
I made a mistake of reading all that stuff, and I had a bunch of questions. And I read it this